Hello all and welcome to the Based on Rock YouTube channel. I'm your host Greg, and today I'll be talking about The Trooper by Iron Maiden. Now Iron Maiden, they are the band for bass. They were formed in 1975 in London by Steve Harris, who is their bassist, and he is their sole consistent member. He's been the only man consistently in the band. There have been so many lineup changes, but Steve Harris has been consistent, and he's been their primary songwriter, and it's so clear that the bassist is the head of the band, because you can hear the bass so well in all of their songs. No matter what song you're listening to, they always have the bass loud. It's always loud. It's blissful because a lot of other metal bands, rock and metal bands, they just like to bury their bass in the mix. They don't see it as important. While Steve Harris, he arranges the songs in a way where the bass is just as important as the guitar. And when you listen to these tracks of Iron Maiden songs without bass, it just sounds horrible. Now, The Trooper is Iron Maiden's most popular song by far. It's not a unique thing to cover, but I think it's a great thing to put on the channel because it covers all your Iron Maiden tropes. Now, their first trope is historical lyrics. They love to write about history, especially after Bruce Dickinson came in with his operatic vocals in 1982 or 83, was it? After he came in with that, their style completely changed. Their first two albums were more just like classic rock star life lyrics, while after Harris came in, or Dickinson, sorry, after Dickinson came in with his operatic vocal change, that just shifted their style completely to a more historical thing, and The Trooper is no exception to that. It's based on the poem "Charge of the Light Brigade," which talks about the Battle of Balaclava in 1854 during the Crimean War. This was a war between the Ottoman Empire and Russia against a couple of European countries, which included England. And basically, the lyrics of the song detail a soldier, a trooper, in this battle as he charges in, kills some Russians, and dies. Very simple lyrics, but with the way they're, I mean, it's a simple concept, but the lyrics are pretty well thought out, and Bruce Dickinson's performance just makes it amazing. And as for the bass line, gallops, lots of gallops. Iron Maiden loves their gallops, like dun 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 dun. It sounds like a horse galloping, which they would have been on horses in the Battle of Balaclava. So obviously that makes sense, but also it's just a very fun rhythm to play. But it's also at such a breakneck pace that you really need to reconsider your bass playing. You have to play with an extremely light touch for any Iron Maiden song. If you try to dig in really hard, it's not gonna work. You're gonna fail miserably, absolutely miserably. And the last Iron Maiden trope I want to talk about here is the harmonies. Iron Maiden loves their harmonies. Usually they go on a minor third, which if you don't know that the music theory for that, you have your note, right? You have your note, and then you have a minor third, which is the three notes above it, which is the note three notes after it. So you have your note, bass note, the one, and then you have the two, and then the three, and then you just make the three minor, like how you make a chord minor, and then you play those two notes together, and it creates harmony. Iron Maiden loves their harmonies. It's simple, but it's really effective. It just creates the sense of grandness, and a lot of other bands use harmonies. Iron Maiden wasn't the first to use harmonies, but they're one of the first bands to use entirely harmonized songs, which usually harmonies are saved for the climax of a song, but here they're played throughout the entire song, which can be seen as a way of saying that the whole thing is climactic. The whole thing is kind of a peak of action. It's a battle. It's constantly ongoing. So with all of those elements combined, it creates for an extremely fun song to play, and it's just mind-boggling how many other bass lines I could have chosen, because they're all so amazing from Iron Maiden. I love this band to bits. Now, without further ado, because I've been rambling about as long as the song now, I'm sorry for that. Let's get into the cover.